Ms. Lopez Flohr talked about a little bit earlier, talking about dress with regards to interviews. I'm going to be talking about it more, from the standpoint of actually after you have the job, and some of it will be have to do with your interview clothes, how you present yourself at the interview. For the most part, this is after you get the job. Also on the courseware, there's I put a professional dress requirements up there. Those are things that you're going to have for both the mock interview day, which is March 29th, or the following week when we go to Hilton headquarters. So, yes?
Do you know when they make the selection for the suit yourself?
I don't, but if we'll email Marta and you can get from her. There's also a day where that's open to the general public, but I'll get that information to you as well. How many of you own professional dress clothes? Okay, if you don't, the reason why, and it should be, I know in my school it was a requirement, you have to have a suit, and you had to wear it whenever there was guest speakers, whenever we did field trips, things like that, because you don't want it to be when you're going for your job interview, you don't want that to be the first time you ever dressed up professionally. It's making you feel uncomfortable, and you want to act like you've been there before. So you want to be comfortable in your business suit. This is not my business suit, but you need to be comfortable, and especially when you're interviewing, because if tie doesn't feel right on you, and it's all going to show that that's the first time you've ever. It's not going to present very well, because first impressions is a big thing. Your manners, and we're going to talk about we're talking about etiquette, we're talking about manners, and that perception. It's people's perception of you. Whether or not that's right or wrong, it is what it is. We're going to talk about elements of professional dress, recognizing the importance of making positive first impressions, expressing and understanding workplace etiquette, identifying the importance of making and keeping appointments, and the impact dress can have on others' perception of you, and demonstrating appropriate work behavior in work-related social situations. Dress and etiquette. Employees, when you're at work, you represent your company. That is not your time to express your whatever you think you want to, the image you want to give off. You're there. They're paying you to work for them. So you need to adhere to their dress, to their standards. Okay? You have plenty. If you work 40 hours a week, you have another 120 hours to express yourself and your individuality, and that's awesome. Go for it. But when you're at work, it's a different ballgame. And the way you communicate, dress, and behave, both inside and outside, contributes to others' perception of you. Where else can people see you if you work? Your workplace. Where else can they see you outside of work? How else would they see what you do outside of work? Social media. So making sure that your Facebook, you're not sitting there and you have pictures up there that you wouldn't want. If something you don't want your grandmother seeing, or your mom or dad, don't have it up there, okay? Because I have done it for so many employers. 90% of employers will go on your Facebook page if they can and see it, and see what's on there before they hire you. It's being done. So we're gonna make sure there's nothing up there. I went through and seen for making decisions to hire people, and seen some of the most unbelievable things ever on Facebook, and I don't even call them in for an interview. It's sad. That's not a reflection of what I want in my business. Even after you have a job, you got to be careful. But you can't put on, things on social media about your employer. You want to tone it down. So remembering LinkedIn is your professional networking site. Everything is professional on there. That's not your place to get into, political arguments. It's not a place to post, things going on in your life and birth. It's just, that's not the spot. But then it's Facebook. Make sure you put the what do you got? So the filters on there so people are not able to see your pictures and everything about you. I can block, so people can't see my friends on there because it's somebody's business who might, it's just the way it is. People are going to look at things like that, and better to be ahead of it. Would you say you practice good manners on a regular basis? Okay. everybody? Good. The one thing we talk about there, managers, is dining etiquette. We're gonna have a dining etiquette class later in the term, where you there learn, how to, I've seen some of the just worst table manners on earth, both in business meetings and in general, so it's things you just wanna be made aware of. So when you're in situations like that, you don't come off as less than polished. Executive presence is having the attitude of an executive by demonstrating appropriate workplace behavior and dress, okay? If you have executive presence, it means people want you, and you kind of mean business when you're at work, okay? This will say some things here like using good manners, positive relationships, smiling, please and thank you, being prepared for different social situations. So you want to be that person at work where you're there and you're a stand-up kind of person where, we talked about before with the emotions, and you're not coming in, you're not dragging because you're tired from the night before, you're not gossiping with people. You never say anything bad about people. That's etiquette. Don't ever say anything bad about people, because that's not what you want. And you don't want to, and you hear other people talking like that, you want to nip that in the bud too, okay? So executive presence, one of the other things with that is not only smiling, making eye contact with people, but remembering people's names. One of the things I remember when I was with Fidelity Investments in New York City, the president of Fidelity would come into the city, and he always remembered everybody's name. Tim, it's nice seeing you again. How's Marta and baby doing it? And you're just shocked that they remember that. That's what you need to do. You need to be able to know people's names and be able to hold a conversation. You don't have to sit there and carry on a 15-minute conversation just as you're passing people. That's what it's all about. You have to make a connection with people. That's who we work with and through in our industry, and being a leader is having that personal connection with people. That's what builds that's what builds a good company culture too. Everyone's positive, but then you get to work. A lot of people that will sit there and they'll, surf on the internet and they'll gossip. That's stuff you don't want to happen. And you can't make sure that doesn't happen with you in the presence too. Because if people say things around you, it kind of makes you, by default, I was talking, and I was talking to Tim the other day. I told him about, you don't want to be in the middle of any of that. Okay, you're there for business. That's not to say you can't be nice and that's no offense, but you're there for business. So attire, protocol, social etiquette, dining, technology use. Those are all big things we're going to talk about. Appearance is the first, the majority of people's impressions you were made in the first appearance, generally the first 30 seconds, some less, okay? You give off the appearance that you want to give off to people. So, like it or not, if you give off the impression that you're antisocial, or you want to, that you're Mr. Tough Guy or whatever, that's if you want to give that off, you're going to give it off. That's not to say it's going to fit with every company. So you can expect when you come in and you're acting a certain way that people are not going to want you to work for them and represent them. Do you guys think that's right or wrong? Okay, that's just the way it is. Now, that's not to say some other company isn't going to think that's a good trait and want to work for them, and if you want to be a bouncer or some biker partner, that's one thing, but it all depends on what position you're going for. And it's not just physical features, it's attitude, knowledge, potential. So making sure that you're not giving off that attitude where you're either not approachable or you're contentious, you're quarrelsome, like that. It's not what you want to give off. Dress code, is it adhering to company dress code with regards to everything? Hairstyle, uniforms, undergarments, shoes. Some people, they want to, like I said before, individuality. They want to showcase themselves. Purple hair, that's fine. You want to have purple, if it doesn't fit with this company culture, if you want to draw attention to yourself, go for it. But that's not to say everyone's going to accept it, okay? If you want to have a tattoo on your forehead and all over the place, and nose rings and things that connect your nose and your ear, that's fine. Nobody's telling you you can't. However, some companies aren't going to want it. I certainly, it depends on the place. Again, if you want to, balance the biker bar, that's fine. You wanna, they might, they can sub somewhere, whatever, but you have to know what's acceptable in your business. Some are very vague as what they want, some are not. I personally, I walk into a place, and if I see staff that doesn't look like they wanna be there, they're not in uniform, I don't wanna go there. Because if they're that lackadaisical with regard to their standards, then from my perception is, what's the food, what are their standards of food? Is that good? Because I don't play around with that kind of stuff, so I don't give my money to places or people. If I walk in and, like I said, we walk in places, it's filthy, and I would just walk right back out. And that seems to be like a growing trend now, where we walk into places and nobody cares. You guys ever see that? You see the way people dress, the way people act, the way they approach you, okay? Now, people come, guest services just seems to be diminishing. So, am I the only person who senses this? Where do you see it?
Oh, just like in different restaurants, I noticed it like a lot. I don't think it's, still necessarily, if they greet, hey, how you doing?
Right. Right. Does anybody else see it? Gotcha. So just keep that in mind. It's not, if you're a business owner or you're a manager and you're being paid to watch over your, the assets of this place and the operation, you want to make sure everyone is friendly, approachable, and they're within dress code. So, because if people are walking in, they'll walk right back out. A lot of people